You know, sulking down there ain't gonna bring your parents back. The film begins with a loner kid who has no friends named Elio who lives with his aunt because he has no parents. Yeah, look at that happy family. You wish that was you, huh? Feeling lonely, he acts like a performative male by entering some space planet exhibit and starts crying because there might be life outside of Earth. What? You're gonna cry over that? You know, there's real reason to cry. Like being broke. You're such an attention seeker, Elio. Is life really out there? Boy, if you don't get your lack of chromosome ass up. And the main character in this film proves he's an NPC as he wastes his life on a beach trying to get abducted. Man, what kind of message is Pixar sending? That if you don't have any parents and you're sad, you should want to feel kidnapped and abducted? I'm not even kidding, bro makes it his whole life mission to get abducted by aliens searching from beach to get kidnapped. What the hell? Yeah, if I was his aunt, I'd be straight up pissed. And one day, as he wastes his life, a green light appears. Ooh, what the? Elio screams after seeing a black kid. Oh, he's racist. Yeah. Then Elio meets Bryce, who's a chill dude just trying to be friendly and nice, and Elio's just like, yeah, you brought that shit? Aight, give me that. You can go home now, you're not needed anymore. Yeah, Elio might actually be racist. Then we're introduced to Caleb as Pixar decides if you're a normal straight white male, we're gonna make you the villain. Can you guys go? I'm fruity. Huh? Move. I'm gonna act really annoying and break your machine. Aw, no. That's a you problem. I'll show you my fruitiness. Yeah. Guys, stop. Yeah, bro's a geek. What is this? Come on, man. If you letting a kid swinging his arms like that in a hula hoop hit you or intimidate you, you should really reevaluate your life.
Stop resisting!
So Elio gets in trouble and now he got 2 new ops. Oh, I'm screwed. Doctor says if you touch your eye, you'll get infected. And looking at Elio's mannerisms, I'm like, damn, he pretty zesty. And turns out they removed the original script and made massive changes that in the original Elio, he is gay and has a male crush, but they decided to change it and make him more masculine after a screen test went poorly. More masculine? More masculine where? This kid is hella fruity. And look, you can make whatever film you want, that's fine, but just don't tell me you changed the character to make him more traditionally masculine. Come on. Cause that's the fruitiest character I've ever seen. Then it's revealed Elio's aunt, who's an Air Force major, gave up her dreams of becoming an astronaut to raise her nephew, and just like Lilo and Stitch live action, what's Disney's beef with pushing the idea kids will make your life miserable and breaking families apart? Like, is it just me that feels like Disney's pushing this idea, whereas movies made in China like Ne Zha 2 is all about loving your family and how valuable family is? Very big difference. Interesting. Anyway, Elio's then asked by his aunt to just keep still for 10 minutes, but after hearing fellow staff saying they might have found aliens, the kid can't keep still and risks his aunt losing her job by sneaking into an emergency meeting. And this nerd's like, oh my gosh, I think we found contact from aliens and we can send them a message back as long as we get your permission, Major. You should go home. Suck my... This is why we don't hire weebs. But I watch anime. So Auntie doesn't believe the weeb because her job is to track space debris, not aliens. Then Elio's selfish ass sends a message anyway. I hate my aunt, so please come kidnap me and abduct me. Love you. Then he sends the message like, yes. But as a result, he shuts the power down and almost gets his aunt fired. And to make things worse, he doesn't even care what his aunt went through and constantly messing up the house, only thinking about himself. Elio, stop being so delulu. That's homophobic. Boy, you're an orphan. I don't need to be doing this shit. I'ma leave your ass and you can start annoying them. You're trying to get rid of me. Bro, you're an ungrateful, selfish brat that hates on the one person that cares about you. Yeah, if I was the auntie, I'd send you to camp too. I need to meet aliens. Why?
One of them's gotta want me.
Cause you don't.
Of course I do.
You're not my family. And it was in that moment an Asian parent would beat the living shit out of that kid, give you the bamboo one tool. Also, this whole time Elio wanted to be kidnapped so he can find a sense of belonging. That's what this is about? Bro, then just develop a personality, make some friends and become self-aware that your auntie cares, then boom, problem solved. What a weird ass kid. Then the kid slams the door and overhears his aunt talking later. I gave up being an astronaut for this bum ass kid. I mean, the auntie shouldn't gossip, but that's what you get. So Elio gets sent to youth camp and with no friends and a crap personality, he knows he's cooked. Even when his aunt confronts him, bro gets sassy. Oh, he think he Regina George. And his ops are there. Hello, Mrs. Mamacita. Yeah. And later that night, Caleb and his friends gang up on Elio to beat his ass, so he runs away. While Auntie thinks about sending a cringy ass text. Yo, is that a shit emoji? Why? You asking if he take a dump? Then suddenly, some weird paranormal activity goes down and Auntie converts into believing aliens exist as the aliens send the message, bring us your leader. And Bryce is the only one that's like, we're not actually gonna hurt him, right? Just scare him a little, yeah? And when Elio's running away, Caleb literally says, come on, space boy. Now maybe I'm reaching, watching, but Space Boy sounds very similar to Gay Boy. Space Boy, Gay Boy, like it sounds similar. And knowing the context of Pixar that it was an LGBT film pretty much, it's not far to say that that's what they were aiming for. Gotcha!
No! Bro, I don't even have armpit hair.
We're gonna film you eating sand and send it to the whole school.
But look behind you.
Nice punch.
But look at his face, bro. Knows he's screwed.
Caleb tries to make Elio meet the Tooth Fairy, but in the last moment, time freezes and aliens finds him and abducts him.
Bajoom, bajoom. Yas. Abduct me and traffic me, zaddy.
Man, this is such a weird-ass film. If you're a kid who's an orphan who doesn't have a sense of belonging, please do not think getting kidnapped or abducted by strangers is a good idea.
Wow. You want Chinese food takeaway?
Yes.
Well, too bad we ain't space. We ain't got shit.
Then this little kid gets a random drink from some stranger alien, and I don't even know what Pixar's thinking. What are you teaching kids it's okay to accept drinks from strangers that has God knows what inside? Then we meet these Pokemon wannabe-looking creatures that pretty much start harassing Elio, and this old man alien kisses him, and I don't know, man. Watching scenes like these was uncomfortable. Like, get your lips and hands off the kid, old man. It just gave off weird, creepy vibes. You're drinking herpes. And yo, look at his hand gestures and posture. Yeah, he's definitely gay. Yo, Pixar, what you mean you made the character more masculine after the screen test? I've never seen a character this zesty before. And if you want to make a gay character, that's fine, but it's extremely difficult for the male audience to relate to a character or want to be like that character when most men watching aren't gay. Plus, this film doesn't cater to what girls want to see either, so guys can't relate to it, girls can't relate to it, so it's no wonder it tanked in the box office. Anyway, turns out the aliens invited Elio here because they think he's the leader of Earth, and because Elio wants to stay here with aliens forever instead of developing a better personality, bro lies that he is the leader of Earth. Then we're introduced to Lord Grigon, who wants to be part of the Communiverse, which is pretty much this alien group here, but he gets rejected, and when asking why, they're like, we believe in tolerance and open-mindedness. Open-mindedness? Are you open-minded? Well, that's not very tolerant and open-minded of them to reject someone because they're different, and I'm guessing Lord Grigon symbolizes toxic masculinity, so Pixar made him the bad guy. It just honestly felt like this film was just shoving propaganda in my face regardless of how boring the story is. Anyway, so Grigon just declares he'll conquer them and just take the Communiverse by force, and Elio, who's only thinking about himself, is like, so can I still join you guys? And they're like, nah, you can't because we're gonna be slaves.
Let me take your ugly ass back to Earth.
But remembering he needs to develop a personality, bro decides to volunteer to negotiate with Grigon and rather save the aliens and live with them than to self-reflect, level up, and make some friends. That's super relatable. Good job, Pixar. Totally not stupid at all. So he lies again that he's a master negotiator, and the aliens agree to make Elio a member if he successfully gets Lord Grigon to leave them alone.
Yas, slay Elio.
Now this ditto Pokemon looking alien gets his DNA to make a clone to keep his aunt and others distracted while Elio stays in space. And I find it ridiculous that these aliens have the ability to make clones, but they can't tell that Elio is a kid loner pretending to be an adult leader. Yes, I repeat, the aliens don't even know that Elio is a kid. And just when the clone's sent off to Earth, the clone's like, should I keep acting like a loser who's unlikable with no friends?
What? Just be normal. Okay, I'm cooked. Where is your manager? I wish you would.
So the aunt's pissed Elio got picked on and interacts with the clone. I think aliens are real. Cool story, bro. That's great. You don't want to talk about aliens? It's kind of gay. Amazing. Meanwhile, the real Elio meets Lord Grigon and fails to negotiate because he ended up rage baiting him. Being a dad is so hard, right?
If he's too hard to handle, you should just be a deadbeat.
Yo, look at that body. He's like, boy, you done messed up. Tell me, what am I lacking?
Well, you do smell like poop.
Nani?
How about we do a zesty dance-off?
And Elio gets taken to prison as Grigon continues to plan on conquering the Communiverse, while Auntie's pretty happy she ain't living with a self-centered brat anymore.
And when the clone chopped his finger off, he just put it right back on.
So the real Elio escapes prison because of plot armor, then ends up meeting some slimy slug-like creature that's also a loner and has no friends named Glorden. And not only do the two get along, turns out Glorden is Grigon's son, so Elio decides to take him as a hostage and use him as a bargaining chip. So Elio negotiates with Grigon again.
Your son's my bitch.
Stop! Yeah, this film's pretty gay. Yo, we went from films like The Incredibles to this. What happened? So Grigon's like, okay, I leave aliens alone, but if anything happened to my son, you're gonna wish you were making iPhones in China. And honestly, I don't even know why Grigon wanted to join these alien bums, because they're all cowards relying on a little kid to save them. Anyway, Elio and Glorden then spend a lot of fun time together, and I'm assuming in the original version they were both queer and like each other romantically, but Pixar in the last minute definitely changed it. Then they start venting.
Is it true you don't have parents?
Yeah.
Ha, can't relate. My dad disowned me because I'm different. My aunt's like that. What if there's nothing about me to want? What if it's me?
Then grow up and do something about it. Work on your personality and you'll be just fine. Like when Elio met Bryce, bro was friendly and willing to be mates, but it was Elio that took bro's stuff and told him to piss off. Like, how about you don't do that and maybe you won't feel like you're the problem. Then the Geo sees Glorden's dad pull up with some Walmart Iron Man wannabe suit, then Glorden throws a fit because he just wants to play and have fun instead of following tradition and going to work. This is pretty much the equivalent of like the average guy that just doesn't want to work and just want to sleep in and like play video games. Like, I get it. But we all gotta work, buddy. Welcome to life. Man, what's Pixar's obsession with making films about breaking tradition and going against parents? Like they did it with Turning Red, Luca, Brave, and now Elio. It's almost like Pixar wants kids to rebel against their parents and break families apart. So then Elio gets the idea to make Glorden a clone of himself so he can continue to have fun while the clone does all the work. And when Elio checks up on his clone, bro gets jelly and dumbfounded at how happy the aunt looks with his fake.
Wow, so you are the problem.
Nuh-uh. So they make Glorden a clone and Elio gets the real Glorden to hide in an escape shuttle.
I didn't know you cook. How? I've been knowing how to cook.
And just when you think everything's wholesome and happy, then boom, this scene was low-key creepy as hell. And how'd she get his hair? Does that mean she was either biting or putting her tongue all over his hair? Either way, ew. So the aunt is now sus of Elio, and when trying to study his DNA, we get a horror scene. Yeah, any kid that watched this film under the age of 7 would definitely get nightmares.
Cause we see the hair moving on its own, then sticks back to the Elio clone. Oh! I'm made in China.
And back in space, Elio shows up with Glorden's clone to fool his dad, and when his dad tries doing a long-ass speech, Clone's like, I ain't got time for that shit, hurry up. So Glorden clone becomes the Walmart Iron Man and is programmed to be super enthusiastic working as a war machine. So Grigon keeps his word, and Elio is seen as a hero and a permanent member of the Communiverse. You good, son?
Hell yeah, being enslaved to a 9-to-5 is my dream.
And Grigon finds out it's a clone. You're so cooked. So Grigon's pissed and demands for his son, then forces Pink Pokemon to read his mind, who then finds out Elio's a loner-ass kid. And as the two-Tara Iron Man try to find Glorden, bro accidentally gets the shuttle to head to Earth.
Elio, how could you lie to us?
Don't snitch.
He's a loner and has no friends.
Wait, so you don't care I'm a kid? I'm gonna nut! So Grigon chooses to dominate and conquer the aliens because he can't find his son and thinks he's dead. Which is a pretty valid crash out because Elio lied and did not hold his end of the deal. Yeah, look at this alien's face. He's like, oh. Nah, but this part was pretty funny. When this little alien is pinned to the ground, she legit says, it's his fault, not ours. Damn, just gonna throw him under the bus like that? Elio, do you even want to be part of this group? Bro, they snitching on you. Anyway, Elio gets sent back to Earth as the aliens are all under Grigon's rule, all thanks to him.
So maybe he is the problem.
And seeing his auntie, he joins her, now knowing that even the aliens don't even want him. So he finally starts to see that his aunt cares about him.
I hate aliens for taking my Elio, and now I'm stuck with a Timu clone.
Then Elio lets his auntie know he's the real one and not a clone, and they have a kumbaya moment.
Oh, this film's so boring. Oh, kill me. Oh. I thought you hated me.
Well, duh, look at you.
This isn't the life you wanted. Yes, we'll be broke, but I have you.
So they hug it out, and teaming up with the clone, Elio finds the shuttle Glorden is in.
You guys want to see some wild shit? What the hell?
Who's there?
Are you my zaddy?
What the?
I'm melting, zaddy.
Oh, Auntie's traumatized. Knowing it's Elio's idea, she's looking at him like, no wonder you ain't got no friends. Damn. Anyway, because the clone distracted the gods, Elio reunites with Glorden again, but he's freezing cold and in a very bad condition. And when they get confronted by other staff, the auntie's like, I don't give a shit. Matter of fact, I'ma break your facility while I'm at it. Wait, doesn't this mean she's now fired from a job because they saw who she was? But yeah, you want to guess the climax of this film? I'm not even making this up. The climax of Elio is them avoiding space debris. Yes, you heard me. That's the climax. Avoiding space debris. And what's even dumber about this movie is Elio contacts Bryce again and they become friends just like that. So it was that easy. Because the whole point of Elio going to space and wanting to be kidnapped is because he was lonely and wanted a sense of belonging. When this whole time, bro could have reconciled with his aunt and made friends that easily. So essentially, bro went to space and met aliens for nothing. It's useless.
Caleb can be a real butt sometimes.
Bro, who talks like that? As a former 11-year-old, I've never seen a dude my age at 11 going like, hey,
he's a real butt sometimes. You know, he's being mean. He's a butt.
just call him a dickhead. Anyway, Bryce connects them to the weave, and because the aunt is an expert in space debris, Pixar decided the most entertaining part of the movie, which is the climax, to be about avoiding space debris. Like, why not make Elio's clone turn evil so you can learn a lesson about not lying and deceiving people? So not only the plot of this movie is stupid, but they don't even have a deeper message. Whether it's intentional or not, this film is pretty much saying, if you're alone and you have no friends, You're the problem and just develop a personality and you'll be fine. That's literally it. Anyway, Elio pulls up to Qui-Gon with his son and starts getting performative and cries because if he doesn't, bro's definitely gonna die. Bro's like, please don't die, because if you do, they're gonna kill me. Then Qui-Gon takes his suit off, revealing his slug form to warm his son up and saves Glorden. Explain yourselves.
I don't want to work a 9 to 5.
I may not understand you, but I still love you. Which still means you're still going to work, buddy. So Daddy Qui-Gon releases the aliens, and the snitch is like, I know I threw you under the bus, but you can be a member now. Fuck you. And to celebrate, he does the zestiest jump. Bro, I don't even care about your sexuality. If you jump like that, you have no aura. I don't care.
That's the sunshine and rainbows jump. Yes.
But upon further thought, realizing he just needed to develop a personality, Elio's like, I ain't staying with y'all weirdos, and returns to Earth with his mom. And the movie ends with Elio spending time with Bryce and gets to have calls with Glorden. So yeah, if you plan on watching this movie, don't. And if you already watched this movie in the theaters, my deepest condolences to you. It's a dumb movie with a useless plot. Like, this movie could have just been 1 minute long. That if you want a sense of belonging, you have no parents and you feel lonely, don't try to get kidnapped and go to aliens. Instead, work on yourself, develop a personality, and you'll be just fine. The end. That's it. I saved you 2 hours. Just like that. 1 minute long movie. Like, it's no wonder the movie tanked at the box office. They made $150 million at a $200 million budget. So they lost $50 million with this film. Oh, and the director got fired too. But yeah, curious to know your thoughts, so comment your thoughts down below. It's been your boy KC. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a film recommendation, let me know. And yeah, till next time.